離れた山奥に響き渡る鐘の音。文明と流行から隔絶された学び屋は地上最後の男たちの楽園である。ある者は恐れを、ある者は青春の思い出とともにその名を呼ぶ鐘の音学園と。
ちょっぴりつらいね。君の胸の中膨らんでいくベイビー。もうしょんぼり顔見たらんないよベイビー。抱えてる夢は叶えなきゃ嘘になるよ。でもぼんやり足元見てたら気がつきゃしないよ。スーパーチャンス勇気
Hello everybody, I am Riku vs. Dark, or Riku the Martyr, however you know me. And if you have ever looked at my playlists in my videos, or just looked at my videos, you know I do anime reviews. They're amateur anime reviews, but they're anime reviews all the same. So you know I watch anime. And today I'm gonna I can't call it an anime review, but like an anime rant, more or less, on an anime that I knew one day either Tsurugi's Flame or Phantom Boy would bug me and say, do a review on the anime known as Green. And I hate Green. Just thinking about it gives me a freaking headache. It makes no sense, and I just have no words for this. So I figured I may as well get that out of the way now while I'm in the middle of my downtime of doing anime reviews. So I'm just going to jump right into it with Green and how I found this monstrosity. So, I had just gone back into anime in middle school, right? And, well, Jai was telling me about all these different animes, and Jai, Tsurugi's Flame, whatever you know him as. You'll know him from my lunchtime videos if you ever watch him. He's the craziest one of us all, but he had just gotten me back into anime via High School of the Dead, and I quite enjoyed it, even though most people hate it for some reason. But they're finally getting to Season 2, and I feel happy about that. But anyway, and he told me, and I said, well, what's another anime to watch? Because I didn't know any animes at the time that were good, and I didn't feel like browsing because I didn't have much time in my middle school years. And at one point, he got me on the subject of Campfire first, actually. And that was horrible, and I'm like, I finished that. Like, I've finished every anime I've started, except for Green. Why Green? It's the one blemish on my record. Let me correct myself. Any anime that isn't still ongoing, because, well, you can't really finish an anime if it's still going on. But anyway, and, well, I finished Campfire, and I'm like, please give me something else. And he decides to give me an anime that he told me was a romantic comedy, which I figured, well, I don't watch much romantic comedies, but considering it's anime, and I figured, well, you know what, why not? Maybe anime does better than reality. That was my first mistake, deciding to start this monstrosity. And he gave me the basic overview of it. He said, that was about this all-guys school, who the admin or principal or whoever the hell was running the school at the time, of this all-guys school, and apparently the guys have never had contact with a woman in their life. I don't know how that happened, but the all-guys school contacts this all-girls school, and they decide, I can't remember if it's for an entire year or for half a school year or whatever, they decide to blend the schools together so they can have this interaction between the guys and the girls. And, well, I fear, well, why not? I mean, it seems alright on the upset, or on the front look, but then he said the last few episodes were basically softcore hentai, and I'm saying to myself, like, I've watched High School of the Dead, I've watched Queen's Blade, I've watched Elfen Lied, well, not Elfen Lied at that point, but you know what I mean. I'm pretty much desensitized to anything like that, so I just said, you know what, screw it, why not? I'll still watch it. Well, he never gave me any overview on the characters other than one that's pretty much a recoloring of fucking Coda from High School of the Dead. And, well... I hate you. This is why Suri's Flame is no longer my anime guru, he's now my manga guru, this one anime. So, to get onto a few characters, I may as well start with freaking Dakota recoloring, whose name I don't even bother to remember. I don't remember any of these guys' names. I've been trying to forget about this since I watched it. But basically, freaking Coda, as I'm going to call him, he is basically your average pervert. I have no other way to describe him. I really don't. And, well, I'm going to get to that later. There's really no better way to describe him, except for the fact that he is a recoloring of Coda from High School of the Dead. If you actually compare the two, they look pretty much the fucking same. I don't know how. I don't even know how they got the inspiration to draw somebody who looks like him. I mean, the same guys who made this made fucking Icky Tusen. And that's a good anime! Or at least to me. I like it. And they fucked up. How did they do this? I don't know, but... And I guess I'll just continue on with the characters. There's another guy who is obsessed with food, which I honestly... In anime, there's usually that one guy who's obsessed with food, which you never quite understand why, but he is, and all he wants in a girl is a little sister. Why is he falling in love with his little sister? I don't know if it's like some Japanese custom I don't know, or if it's just because I'm American and I don't find that... I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that, but freaking what... Even if it was a Japanese custom, why would you want to date your little sister? Just why? All of my why goes into this anime. All of it! Every last drop. And of all the people he goes after this girl who is, like, sick all the time, which in anime, that there's every so often that one character who's sick all the time. You never quite understand why. And another, it's the fucking main character, so there's that. The women in this anime, they're alright. No. Not even the majority, just a good number of the females in this anime are alright. I mean, the sickly character you can stand. She's tolerable. She's perfectly fine. Frigging... Let's move on back to the guys. There's, the one standard Romeo guy who frigging... Now that I think about it, he kind of looks like Yosuke from Persona 4. How many characters did they rip off? Never mind. But, or at least if I remember him correctly, I'll figure this out in the video editing. He's the standard Romeo guy, and, well, that's how you describe him, basically. He's the guy who, he seemed like the nicest of the bunch, but in reality, all he wants is to get in the girl's pants, so, and there's that. Then there's the main character, who is the most normal out of everybody in this anime, other than one character, who I nicknamed Psycho because she had purple hair, but that's just another story. And, well, the main character, not very memorable, because I don't remember him that much. To move on to the women of this anime, like I said, there's the sickly character who is just that, the sickly character. Not very memorable as I remembered him. There's one girl who, like I said, I nicknamed her Psycho because she had purple hair. She made this anime bearable until a later part that I'll get to when I get to the plot. But she made this anime bearable because at one point she took a bat and knocked Romeo boy into a freaking tree. which I quite enjoyed, and I felt happy about it. That one thing in the anime made it bearable up until a certain point. There's one girl who is in love with a cactus, or she treats it as a brother, but I remember she was like in love with a cactus. A cactus! Not even a freaking like Texas cactus, like one of those little potted ones you can buy at a supermarket. A cactus. I don't know what they were thinking with this anime. You can call it an anime. And of course, the other main character that at least I remember is freaking... She's the one who's in love with the leading male role. And she's normal. Except for apparently she's from the future. What? Just right there! No, you guys don't know because I haven't explained the plot yet. So the plot, like I said, basically all girls school, all guys school, they blended together. And they're trying to cooperate together. That's how I can say it without going into pure idiocy. Because at first, it just seems like a poor attempt at comedy. And, well, I can live with that. Until, okay, one episode that I remember fairly well, they're being as the girls moving into the guys' school, the guys only have one bathhouse, which makes sense, because if you were in all-guys school, why would you need 2 different bathhouses for 2 different genders? So, at one point, they start a fight, like, we need separate times and whatnot, and that makes sense, because, well, that's normal society, at least as I know it. I don't know if there's some different thing in Japan or not. There probably is, because I openly admit, by American standards, Japanese, they're weird people. By American standards, though I don't end up pissing people off. Because it's probably true. In Japan, most of this crap might be normal. I don't know. But this is going from Americans' point of view. And, well, at one point, the teachers... No, not the students. The teachers decide, let's have a contest to see who gets their way. If the guys win, they get the blended bath times, to where they can get in the bath at any time they want. And if the girls win, they get the separate bath times they want. So, wait a minute. Just right there, the administrators decided to do this. Is that even legal, first of all? Because I'm pretty sure it was the outside school, the female school, that pitched this idea. Just that one thing. At one point, I'm like, well, this is kind of messed up, but it can't be worse, right? It can't be worse. No. This can get worse. This can get so much worse. And of course, there's at one point where the guys decided to sneak into the girls' dorm, which I honestly figured what happened in the first place, and apparently the school security is so bad the students had to defend themselves. Don't schools have like some sort of security system in Japan? Or at least they should. But no. No. That's something you can overlook. This thing that I'm about to get to, you just can't overlook. So at one point in one episode, they go on, I don't remember if it's some camping trip or just camping challenge for some festival, or I think it was a camping challenge for some festival, where it's a standard battle of the sexes. The guys versus the girls. They get to go out into the woods with limited supplies or something like that, and they camp out for the day. First one get back in one piece or whatever wins. Well, being as it's an anime and it's supposed to be a comedy, of course the guys try to sneak into the girls' camp, and with their respective crushes, do whatever the fuck they want. I don't even remember, but at one point, we have the Coda recoloring, but at one point, he gets stuck in the woods, correct? And he ends up stumbling upon a bear cave or a bear camp. I don't fucking know, but he meets a fucking bear. And he gets raped by a bear. Not a fucking animal. Just right there. Why? Why? Who finds that funny? Apparently Jai finds it funny, and my grandmother finds it funny. But later in the anime, when fucking Psycho took a bat to Romeo, that made me get a reinforced bit of courage to continue watching. That was my second mistake. My second mistake. So, the anime is like semi-episodic. It's like Causing No Stigma. But there is no real plot other than this story that's kind of pushed aside to where apparently the girl who I told you was in love with the main character, who was from the future somehow, is somehow knew him from the past or something like that, or from the future. I don't know. And later in like the last 3 episodes, which Tsurugi's flame, or Jai, I'm just gonna call him Jai said was basically softcore hentai, out of nowhere. They come in and say that she's from the future in the last like 3 episodes. And I, for one, see, if you're gonna come in with this major freaking plot point unannounced out of nowhere, that doesn't work. That just makes no sense. Like, in the last few episodes, like, Causing No Stigma did it right. It hinted at it from, like, 5 episodes, or 6 episodes, or, like, it hinted at it since, like, halfway through the anime. It hinted at what the ending was going to be. That's how you do it. And Green, and my grandmother had to point this out, they hinted at the first episode, and other than the fact that she knew what's-his-face, the main character from the future before, they never hinted at it again. No. You don't do that. You do not... You don't do that. Just Green. What went wrong with you? I mean, the company that made Green, whose name eludes me, you made fairly good animes. You made Icky 2s, in which I quite like. You made fucking... I have to look at the list again. I meant to do that before I watch this, but I mean, the company makes good animes. They know how to make anime. What went wrong with Green? Was this your sophomore slump? Like, what the crap? That's just... I don't know. I don't know what went wrong with Green. And once they came out of nowhere and said she was from the future, I just said, okay, she's from the future. She's from the future now. Fuck this noise. I'm done. I'm just done. What? Just what? Like, why? I don't know whose idea it was to not allude this. Like, I don't know. If Green had a manga and they did this, I would have stopped at that chapter. If it had a video game and they did this, I would have stopped at that point. Just, I don't even remember if Green had, I think it was based off a video game, but don't quote me on that. I'm probably wrong here. It was based on a fucking manga. But just Green. Why? Why? I don't know. And because of this absurdity, this is why I can't even... If somebody goes into the comments of one of my anime reviews and tells me to watch Green, I'm going to direct them to this fucking video, because I am never, and unless I get paid money, and even then it would have to be more than like $50, unless I get paid to watch Green, I'm not gonna do it. That anime made almost zero sense. The plot, just why? Like, it seems good in the front, but even the fucking opening, which I'm going to put in the beginning of this video, why? Just every drop of my why goes into this anime. Every single drop. If I ever say later, all of my why goes into this, you have the right to point at me and say, dude, all of your why goes into green. You have every right to do that. Because I don't know. I don't know. Well, that was my rant on the monstrosity that is known as green. And those of you who just not even, I can't even figure out what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to figure out closing for this, so I'm just going to say it right now. I'm never going to watch Green again. I'm never going to review Green, and I wish I could go back in time and erase everything that has to do with Green from my mind. But, still. This anime is why I don't trust Jai with my anime recommendations anymore. And with that closing point, I was Riku the Martyr. This video went on longer than I expected it to. I expected this to last 10 minutes, not like fucking 19 minutes or whatever the fuck it is for me when I finish this ending. But like, I was Riku the Martyr, Riku Lover's Dark, whatever you want to call me, Alexander Nikolaevich Hill. And that was my rant on Green. You'll see me in the next video I do. I'm gonna go just clear my mind for probably about 2 hours. See ya.